students, greetings of the day. Welcome to AKTU e-lecture series on the area employee relations and labor laws. Today we will be discussing on employee participation, that is lecture 5 of unit 2. Let us see what is this employee participation. As you all know, this word employee participation has two terms, employee and participation. That means what are we going to discuss here? We are going to discuss that how an employee is considered to be an important area or as an important item in the organization or a variable in the organization, and because of this importance it is necessary for the management to make him a participant, to make him one of the important pillar of the organization. Let us have the definition of participation. According to Keith Davis, participation refers to the mental and emotional involvement of a person in a group situation which encourages him to contribute to group goals and share the responsibility of achievement. Now, if we see this definition, we have two important things. One is the mental and other is, we have two important things. One is the mental and other area is the emotional. Now, mental means that through mind you are completely there in the organization, and if we use the term emotion, that means through emotions, that means through hurt you are completely there in the organization. So, the word participation has an involvement of both the mind and the hurt. Now, if you are involving the mind and the hurt both in the organization, then only we can say that you are a participant of this. Now, what is happening? Contribute to the group goals. So, the employees, they are not only doing a job or they are not acting as a profession or they are not working as a professional. What they are doing is they are involving themselves in the various goals, in the mission, in the vision of the organization, and therefore the responsibility of the organization or the responsibility of the working of the organization has to be properly managed only when the employees, they are participating. Workers have ideas which can be useful. As we all know that the person who is in direct contact with the machinery or who is in direct contact with the job has more ideas as compared to the management or as compared to the superior who is sitting in his office and is just watching the performance on papers. So, what is happening? That you perform and your performance is being recorded, and through that record only or through that data only the superior or the management knows that the employee has performed well. But as we all know that the workers who are in direct contact with the machinery, they have more ideas, and therefore all the machineries, they are not being invented or discovered whatsoever it is. They are not being done or they have not been manufactured by the management. It was the idea of the worker only, and because of those ideas we have so many items in the market. Take example, we have electric cars, which is an idea generated by the worker who was in direct contract with the manufacturing of the cars. So, ideas, they have to be converted into reality, and they can be converted into reality only when you make your workers your participants. Next, workers may work more intelligently if they are informed about the reasons for and then intention of decisions that are taken in a participative atmosphere. So if you tell the employees or if you tell the workers that you are our participant and whatever we are doing, you are a part of it, you will be working as one of the partner, then in that case the workers will be working intelligently. Intelligently means whatever brains they have, whatever ideas they have, that idea will come on surface and those ideas can easily be converted into realities only when the employees they are using both the things, that is your mental and your emotional aspect, that is they are using their mental, they are using your mind and at the same time they are using their heart. So if you are using mind and heart, the work will automatically become precious, it will be working, it will be like a gem. Now at the same time it is necessary for the management or for the senior to tell them as to why they are making their employees as their participants. So they should tell them that why such type of participative atmosphere is required in the organization. They should know that the employees should know that they are participant because they are one of the important pillars of the organization, and because of this only they will be considered as important. And as soon as you give them a status, you give them a power, you give them importance, they will start working for the organization and their loyalty, their honesty will automatically increase. But there are many organizations where employees are considered to be employees only, they are considered only as the workers, and therefore whatever ideas these workers are having, these ideas may not convert into reality. So if as a manager you are supposed to work like you have to work and you have to make your workers also work like participants. Now according to ILO, that is International Labour Organization, workers' participation may broadly be taken to cover all terms of association of workers and their representatives with the decision making process. Now this is a very big definition of employee participation or workers participation, because there are many things involved in it. The first thing is that it includes the entire association of workers and their representatives. So when we say workers participation, that does not mean that we are involving only one worker, we are involving the complete association of workers. Now we are involving what? Workers participation involves exchange of information, that is information between employer and employee is being exchanged, or the information between manager and the subordinate is being exchanged. Then the consultations, because there are many machines which are under the supervision of workers only, and when they are under the supervision of workers only, the workers they can only tell the problems which are there in the machine and they can only help us in finding out the solution to that problem. Then decisions and negotiation to more institutionalized forms, such as presence of workers, members or management or supervisory boards or even management by workers themselves as practiced in Yugoslavia. So what are we doing? We are involving many things in workers participation. The first thing which we are involving in workers participation is we are involving the association of workers. This is the first thing which we are involving. The second thing is we are involving the exchange of information, consultations, decisions, and the most important thing we are involving is the involvement of workers as the members of management or as supervisory boards. So we are making our workers as a part of management, because we are making them the members of supervisory board, we are making them the members of work committees. And because of all these things, whenever you are doing such type of things, whenever workers are being considered in the boards, or whenever workers are being considered when ideas have to be generated, when ideas have to be converted into reality, at that time the workers, they are given status, they are given importance, and as soon as they know that they are important for the organization, they become more honest and more loyal to the organization. So, this complete definition of workers participation or employee participation, it includes all the three aspects. The first thing is workers and their association has to be involved. The second thing is where it has to be involved, it has to be involved in exchange of information, consultations, decisions and negotiations of important issues. And the third important thing is not only this, they should be considered as the member of different committees and different boards, so that they feel themselves to be at the equitable position along with the management. Next is employee participation and what are its objectives. Now, what are the objectives of employee participation? It establishes the industrial democracy. What is the meaning of the term democracy? Let us see. Democracy means for the people, by the people. So, when we say for the people, by the people, that means we are involving each and every member of the organization. And what are these two members? The management and the employee. So, we are involving the employees, we are giving them the right to speak and we are giving them the right to discuss. We are giving them the right to generate the ideas and we are giving them the right to convert those ideas into reality. So, right is being given to them and they have a right to do it. Second thing is to build the dynamic human resources. Now, dynamic, see, if you are giving a job work to an employee and he is doing that work only, that work become monotonous. And if the work becomes monotonous, the person may or may not like that work, or if he is working monotonously throughout his life, the generation of ideas may not take place. And as we all know that if ideas are not generated, new things will not come. So, it is necessary that if the employees are considered to be as one of the participants, they will become dynamic and they will initiate the things, and when initiation takes place from the part of employees, organization is definitely going to grow. To satisfy the workers' social and esteem needs. Social and esteem needs, as we have seen and we have discussed the things that there are certain needs. Some are physiological needs, for example, food, clothing, shelter, these are physiological needs and these needs are fulfilled by the salary which an employee is getting. At the same time, there are security needs which are related to job security and financial security, which is also being satisfied by the salary or the incentives, benefits which you are getting. But we have more needs and these are social and esteem needs. When we say social needs, that means the employees, they wish to work in groups, and when we say esteem needs, that means every employee has a spark and he wish to bring that spark onto the board, onto the surface, so that that spark gets converted into reality, and this reality is shown in the form of items and in the form of ideas. Next, to strengthen labor management cooperation and thus maintain industrial peace. Now, there is industrial peace and there is harmony in the organization only when employees and employer, they are able to understand each other. They are able to understand each other and at the same time they try to keep each other at the same level. Now, when in the organization nobody is considered to be at lower level and nobody is considered to be at the upper level. So, if everyone is there at the same level, there is peace and harmony in the organization. To promote increased productivity for the advantages of the organization, workers and society at the large. So, employees, what they are doing is they are participating more. Now, when they are participating more, there is higher level of satisfaction. Now when there is higher level of satisfaction, the employees, they will have more production, the absentee rate will be less, turnover will of employees will also be less. So in all these situations, what is going to happen? The organization will be advantageous, and at the same time the workers and society at a large will be at advantage. Its psychological objective is to secure full recognition of worker. So why do we have employee participation? We have employee participation because we want workers to be fully recognized. Otherwise what happens? The employees, they are being recruited and they start working in their area, and nobody knows what they are doing, nobody knows as to what ideas he is having. There can be many ideas with the employees, and because employees working in with machines, or he is working at with the papers, in both the cases he will be having more ideas. For example, take the example of a marketing person. The marketing person may be having many ideas. Marketing person will be having many ideas, and these ideas can help us in increasing the profit, it can help us in increasing the sales. Similarly, we have very good examples of ERPs and examples of the SAP. Now these ERP, these SAP, these are the certain areas where the ideas of employees have taken place, and the HR professionals have identified that it is easy to keep the record through ERPs and through SAP. So these are the ideas which have been generated by the employees only. It's not the management who is generating the ideas, it is the employees who are in direct contact with the jobs, who are in direct contact with the machines, and therefore they are having the ideas. Now it is the job of the management to convert those ideas into reality. Next we have advantages. Now what are the advantages of employee participation? Why there is a need to have employee participation? The first thing is there is increase in mutual understanding. Now we are using the term mutual. Now whenever the term mutual is being used, that means there are two parties. One is the employer and other is the employee. So if employee is an important element or important variable of the organization, and if an employer is giving an importance and value to the employee, their understanding will increase and they will be able to understand each other, and there will be cordial relationship between the employer and the employee. And such type of situation as strikes, lockouts, these type of situations may not arise in the organization. Next is increase in production. If the work is not monotonous, and if the employee is highly satisfied in the organization, if an employee does not have the grievances in the organization, the level of production will always be high, and moreover the wastage will always be less, the quality of product will be high, because the employee, they are not working for themselves, but they are working for the organization. So at that time they will not think that they are not satisfied or they have grievances, and therefore they should not look to the quality. So they consider the organization as their own organization. Now when the employee considers its organization as its own organization, their commitment, their loyalty and their honesty toward the organization is always more. Next we have industrial peace. The word peace is always there when all the parties which are in connection with each other, these parties, they are in cordial relation with each other. So whenever such type of situation is there, there is an industrial peace, and industries, they do not have problem among the parties. Then next we have is way to self expression. Now way to self expression, we have a right to express ourselves, but we can express only when we get a room to express ourselves. So this type of expression, it comes only when the management allows us to express ourselves. So if we have cordial relations, or if the employee is considered as one of the participant in the organization, he is able to give his own expressions, he is able to tell whatever he is thinking about the situation or whatever he is thinking about the organization. Avoidance of external intervention. Now, when we say external intervention, that means any party, that means government. For example, government is an outside agency. Now, if there is a conflict in the organization, or there is a dispute in the organization, or there is a strike in the organization, so in that case there is a need for a government to intervene. But if there are cordial relations in the organization and the employees, they are considering themselves to be one of the important variable of the organization, the government need not to intervene. The government need not to find out what the problem is, and they cannot give the solution to that problem also, because there is no problem, and there is a cordial relation between employer and employee. Minimize the problem of labor turnover. As we have seen the word turnover, turnover means that number of employees leaving the organization is increasing. Now, this labor turnover, it increases only when the employees are not satisfied. Once the employees are satisfied in the organization, the labor turnover will always be less. Now, this satisfaction level will take place only when the labor or the employees, they will consider themselves to be an important member, and they are member only when management makes them a member. Management will be making them a member when management is involving them in all the decisions of the organization. Increase in workers' commitment. Workers' commitment, it increases. Workers' commitment, it increases when there is higher level of loyalty, there is higher level of honesty, and this higher level of honesty and loyalty, it only comes from the involvement, and this involvement is there only when the management or the superior, they discuss on all the aspects of the organization with the employees. So, workers' commitment is also increasing when the level of participation is high. Better utilization of creative capabilities of workers. Every individual is different from other. That is one aspect. Second aspect is every individual is a master of his own capabilities. So, we cannot say that this particular capability is with this person only. Everyone has its own area to explore. So, when you are making employee your participant, or when you are involving the employees and you are considering them as one of the important member of the organization, they will show all their capabilities, and their capabilities and their abilities will be properly utilized. Take for example, in the collective bargaining also we have seen that there will be representative from employees and there will be representative from employer side. Now, in these cases, if an employee does not know how to deal with the situation, he will not be able to deal. So, capability or the creative things of the employees can only be seen whenever they are considered to be the important participant of the organization. Now, from this slide, what we can see is that the advantages of employee participation, they always overweighs. That means they are always more. So, employee, if they are making they are becoming our participants, it does not mean that they will take each and everything from the organization. No, they are not going to take. Instead, what they can do is, instead they will be highly involved in the organization. Instead, they will be more loyal to the organization, and whatever capabilities, ideas and creativity they are having with them, that capability or those creative things, they will be used for the benefit of the organization, and the organization will grow. And we have an example of Reliance Group of Industries, where there are many employees who are the shareholders. Now, when they are the shareholders, and whenever there is increase in the profit of the organization, the amount or the cost of the shares, it also increases. So, if you are making the employee your shareholders, that means what you are doing is they are one of the important partner of yours. Now, when they are partners, the partners, they work for their, not only for their benefit, they work for the benefit of the organization, because they know that the benefit of the organization is directly or indirectly affecting their profit and their benefit. So, these advantages of employee participation should be considered. It helps in increasing the mutual understanding, it helps in increasing the production, it maintains the industrial peace in the organization, the employees, they are able to express themselves in a very clear manner. Then external intervention, that means intervention of any external agency such as government or any legal authority is not required when employees are participant. Then the labor turnover is also decreased, it reduces, because the employees, they are highly satisfied, and when they are highly satisfied, there is no need to have intervention, and there is no need to leave the organization. Then commitment of the workers, it also increases, and the most important thing is whatever creativity or whatever capabilities the employees are having or the worker is having, that capability of the worker is being utilized in the organization. These are the different methods of participation. The first method is collective bargaining. However, we have discussed this topic in our previous slides also, previous topics. Collective bargaining. Now, we know what is collective bargaining. There are many issues. The issues related to bonus, the issue related to profit sharing. These are some of the important issues. Issues related to enhancement in the salary or wages. These are certain issues which have to be discussed, and these if not properly discussed, they may lead to grievances, and these grievances may finally lead to disputes and conflicts. So, in case of collective bargaining, the representative of both the employer and the employee, they sit together and they try to reach to a situation which may or may not be beneficiary for both the parties. For example, the bonus, many times it happens in some of the organization, the bonus is 50-50% for both the employee and the employer, but in many organization it is 40-70-70-30%, or it can be 40-60%. It totally depends upon the policy of the organization. Second, we have the works committees. The works committees, again, as the name indicates, these are the committees which have the representatives from both the workers and the employer, and these also sit together. The idea is being generated, and that idea is being converted into reality. Now, if you do not convert the idea into reality, it may not affect the organization, but at the same time the loyalty or the honesty of the workers may be hampered. So, it is better that we have the representatives from both the parties, that means the employer and the employee, which sit together and reach to a point. Next is profit sharing. This is a very important way of employee participation, but in most of the big houses, this is being used. Now, when we say profit sharing, and this is a very common practice in hospitals also, profit sharing means if an organization gains profit, a policy is being made, and this policy tells as to how much profit will be there for the employees and how much profit will be there for the employer. Now, if it is there profit sharing, so on depending upon the percentage of the profit incurred or the amount of profit which has been there in the organization, the percentage is given to the employer and employee. Take for example, if an organization has decided that 40% profit will be given to employees and the rest 40% will be given to employer, and the 60% will be distributed among the employees. So, in that case, the employees start working more and more in order to have more profit and in order to have more pie of that profit. Workers co-partnership, you can have, or you can, instead of giving the bonus, instead of giving the monetary benefit, you can have the shares, and you can give these shares to the workers. So, in that case, they become your shareholders and they become your co-partners. So, and because of this only, the workers, they start working more, because they will work more, their share value will also increase, and once their share value is increasing, their profit automatically is increasing. Suggestion schemes, where you can ask for the suggestion from the employees, and because you are asking from the employees, so employees feel themselves to be very proud. So, when they feel themselves to be proud, their loyalty and their honesty and their importance, that means it also increases. Next is joint management councils. These are also the councils which have the representative from the employer and employee, and it is not always necessary that all these methods are being used in same organization. Different organization may be using different methods. And last is your employees representation on board of directors. So, this is happening in most of the multinational companies, that there are board of directors and we have the employees representative. In case we have trade unions, then union leader acts as a representatives. In case we don't have trade unions, we can have any other employee representative which is being selected by the employees, and therefore, whatever decisions are being taken by the organization, these decisions are in the presence of employees, and therefore, there is no problem in the implementation of these decisions. Employee participation in India. Workers' participation in management in India was given importance only after independence. Before that, employee was not considered to be an important variable, to be an important element, but after independence, it came that employees are also important. Then Industrial Dispute Act 1947 was the first step in this. The joint management councils were established in 1950 because more and more labor participation in management was required. 1975, the two-tier participation called shop councils at shop level and joint councils were also introduced. Workers' participation in management bill 1990 was introduced in parliament, which provided the scope for the upliftment of workers. Now, with this, we end with the topic workers' participation in management or workers' participation in India. Thank you.